In this video, we are going to see a special type of diode called as Schottky barrier diode, a special type of transistor called as field effect transistor, that is FIN. The Schottky barrier diode is a solid state diode having a metal semiconductor junction formed by bringing metal in contact with a moderately doped N-type semiconductor material. Schottky barrier is also known as surface barrier or hot carrier or majority carrier diodes. The Schottky barrier diode is the extension of the point contact semiconductor diode. It consists of the moderately doped N-type material in which either edge at the top is diffused by silicon dioxide. Anode is connected to the metal contact. It is diffused on the semiconductor at the cathode, and the cathode is connected to the lower portion of the semiconductor to the metal contact as shown in the diagram, construction diagram. In the construction diagram, we find that we have a cathode here and we have an anode, and metal contact is made to take the lead outputs, and here the metal contact region is created. So instead of P-type and N-type material like normal diodes, we can find that here we have a semiconductor material and metal contact is made. The Schottky barrier diode differed from the conventional PN junction diode by the formation of Schottky barrier, which is formed instead of the point contact due to the direct contact of metal with the semiconductor. The metal contact will be made of various metals such as aluminum, platinum, tungsten, chrome or molybdenum to differ their characteristics so as to use for various applications. It is depending upon the material or metal used for fabrication, you can make use of this type of diodes for different applications. Schottky diode is a unipolar device since the electron is the majority carrier on both sides of the junction. So from the construction diagram, we can easily understand that we have only N-type material. These electrons are the majority carriers and the holes are not available because no P-type material is available. And this diagram shows the symbol of the Schottky barrier diode. Next we will see the mechanism of operation and some applications of this type of diodes. When two materials are joined together, the carrier in the metal will move towards the metal and they will form a barrier similar to the depression regions that is formed in the PN junction diode. This barrier is formed due to the additional electrons in the metal and it forms the negative wall in the metal. So it is known as a surface barrier. That is, on the surface of the metal, large number of electrons are deposited and it will create a wall-like structures in the metal. When the diode is forward biased, the electrons in the inside region will gain sufficient energy to cross the junction and enter into the metal with a large energy. So it will gain a large amount of energy, hence it is known as hot carriers. The conduction in the metal is due to the majority carrier electrons alone. Hence, it is also known as a majority carrier device and unipolar device. And there will be a negligible storage time for the flow of electrons into the metal. Therefore, the forward voltage is less, approximately 0.4 volt when compared to 0.7 volt in the case of PN junction diode. So because of the high conductivity of the metal what we are using in this type of diodes, we find that the current conduction will start somewhat earlier at the voltage of 0.4 volt. And if we look at the characteristic curve, we can easily understand that even at the voltage of 0.4, the current will start to get increases instead of up to the voltage 0.7 what happened in the normal PN junction diodes. Due to large contact area between the metal and semiconductor, the forward resistance and noise is less. The reverse saturation current for the Schottky diode is larger than that of the PN junction diode, and the reverse voltage is less than that of the PN junction diodes. Regarding the applications, normally these types of diodes are used in switching circuit for power supply devices, high frequency rectifier circuits, and they are used in mixers, converters, and deductors, and also for clipping and clamping circuits. Next, we are going to see the recently developed field effect transistor, that is field effect transistor or FinFET. A field effect transistor is a multi-gate device. It is a MOSFET built on a substrate where the gate is placed on 2, 3 or 4 sides of the channel, or they may be wrapped around the channel forming a double gate structure. These type of devices are given the generic name FinFETs because the source drain region forms fins on the silicon surface. If you look at the diagram, the fins are formed between the source and drain, and we can find that the gate structure is on 3 or 4 sides. The FinFET device have significantly faster switching times and higher current density than the planar CMOS technology. FinFET is a type of non-planar transistor, or we can say it as a 3D transistor. It is the basis for modern nanoelectronic semiconductor device fabrications. Microchips utilizing FinFETs gates first become commercialized in the first half of the 2010s and become the dominant gate design at 14 nanometer, 10 nanometer and 7 nanometer process nodes. Next we will see the construction details of the FinFET, and for every steps of the fabrication, the diagrams in the side way given, they clearly indicate what is given in the theoretical part. Then substrate. Basis for a FinFET is a lightly p-type doped substrate with a hard mask on the top. On the top we have a hard mask as well as a patterned resist layer. So we will find that we have a silicon layer and we have a hard mask is placed over this, and a patterned resistor layer is formed to have the fins. Then fin fetch. The next we have to make the fin to fetch. That operation is called as fin fetch operation. Here the fins are formed in a highly anisotropic etch process. Since there is no stop layer on the bulk wafer, the etch process has to be time based. In a 22 nanometer process, the width of the fins might be 10 to 15 nanometer and the height would ideally be twice that or even more. Next we have oxide deposition process. To isolate the fins from each other, a oxide deposition with a high aspect ratio filling behavior is needed. So this diagram will show that we have an oxidation filling. Then the planarizations. To make the layer, that is the oxide is planarized by chemical mechanical polishing techniques. The hard mask acts as a top layer, and on comparing these two diagram we can find that the surface is, because of the polishing, is flattened and uniform. Next we have recess etch. Another etch process is needed to recess the oxide film to form a lateral isolation, that is to remove unwanted hard mask. This process is taken place. Next we have to form the gate oxide layer. On the top of the fins, the gate oxide is deposited via thermal oxidation to isolate the channel from the gate electrodes. Since the fins are still connected underneath the oxide, a high dose angled implant at the base of the fin creates a dopant junction and completes the isolations. This is not illustrated in the diagram. Then the last process is deposition of the gate. This is a very important process. And finally, a high N plus doped polysilicon layer is deposited on the top of the fins. Up to 3 gates are wrapped around the channels, one on each side of the fin. And next, depending on the thickness of the gate oxide on the top, or a third gate above the surface. The influence of the top gate can also be inhibited by the deposition of a nitride layer on the top of the channel. Since there is an oxide layer on an SOA wafer, the channels are isolated from each other anyway. In addition, the etch process of the fins is simplified as the process can be stopped on the oxide easily. Here the term SOI indicates the silicon on insulator, that is silicon on insulator technology. And from the diagram we can find that the gate is formed on multiple regions. The sideway or on the top is created. Normally the FinFETs replaces the field effect transistor or MOSFET while fabrication of very large scale component or equipments in VLSI technology.